So, realized while setting up the schedule that I really didn't know what to do for the reviews here. Do I do the same stuff I do for my other videos, which doesn't really seem special for such a special month? Halloween is important to me. It's my favorite month of the year. It's my favorite season. It's going from September to December this year because of Friday the 13th. So, what's going to happen here is a little different. I'm going to give my experience with these movies and games from me, my time growing up with them, and the differences that they had in my life. For Tremors 2 and Halloween 2, I'll explain when I first saw them and my thoughts on the movies in general, and where I'm watching them now today. And for Resident Evil 2 and Silent Hill 2, I'll talk about the original games a bit, and then I will talk about their remakes. Now, let's talk about Tremors 2. If Jared will shut the fuck up! So, I gotta explain something about how learning about movies worked back in the day, before internet. Now, I grew up in the 90s. We didn't really have the internet until way later. Essentially, it was the Stone Age. You didn't really hear about a movie coming out until you saw a trailer for it. And that's what happened with me. A friend of mine, Josh, at the time, meaning we were friends at the time, brought over the movie Waterworld. We never finished it. He had bought it, actually. So, dumb on him, apparently. But anyway, what happened was, before the movie started, there was actually a trailer for the original Tremors 2. And it intrigued me. I didn't even know there was going to be a Tremors 2. I thought that every movie out there, most of them at least, came out in some way in theaters. Like I just thought either they were direct to TV or direct to the theater at the time. This is kind of why, I knew about movies like Evolve or anime or stuff like that. But Tremors 2 was an outlier for me. I didn't know that it existed until the VHS came out. And then, the trailer at least, I mean. Sorry. These are going off the top of my head. These aren't notes down anywhere. So what happened was, we just had to wait. We had to wait until they came out on VHS. And so, I'm in Tommy K's one day in 96. I'm just perusing the VHS shelves because, it's the weekend. And there's Tremors 2 Aftershocks. That awesome poster that's not the one back there on that box art. And it caught my eyes, mostly because it was Tremors. The original was something I watched all the fucking time on TV because it was always on USA or Sci-Fi Channel. And now it's not, which is sad. The movie was definitely a part of my childhood, kind of like the original Halloween, which we'll talk about later in another video. Now, what did I think of the movie at the time? I thought it was great. It was amazing. One of my favorite films of all time. You gotta remember, though, I was 96. I think I was 10 or 11 at the 10. I think it was 10. I'm born in 86. I was 10 years old at the time. So I thought any movie I watched was the best movie of all time. Except for, I think it was, was it Bartok's Wish? Ferngully 2, also. Ferngully 2. So, it was either I would think it was the greatest movie of all time, or I just wouldn't watch it. You also have to remember that back in the day, you didn't know what was going to happen. It was going to either be a crapshoot back then. We didn't have internet reviews. And even then, I kind of wish we didn't have internet reviews now, considering people flood them with false information. But at the time, the movie was essentially sort of a miracle, because you read about the information about the movie that they cut it down to a $4 million budget. People were working for free to get it done. They had heavy restrictions on them. Today, we have heavy restrictions in movies, but in this case, it was financial restrictions. They had to use old models from the original film, which was at that point in '94 when they started production, 4 years old. They had a 27-day shooting time in California, which was taking place for Mexico. They tried to get Reba McEntire, and they tried to get Kevin Bacon, originally when it was supposed to be a theatrical release, and give it a $17 million budget. Not bad for a film in the 96. But at 96, you have to also remember... Well, actually, it's not 96. It was 94 when they were playing... They started the film, and then it got stuck in, screening hell, where it did get good reviews, and they were planning a theatrical, but they decided against it. But so, why exactly am I saying all these weird things that make no damn sense if you don't, like, thread my stuff together with a needle and thread? Well, you have to remember, between 94 and 96, we only had, like, maybe one or two profile horror films. Like Wes Craven's New Nightmare. I think that was 94. Or we didn't really have many good, like, box office successes for the horror genre. I'm not saying there weren't good horror films between 94 and 96 before Scream. Like, The Tales from the Hood, fucking amazing. I'm just saying we didn't have many box office successes at the time. Not critical successes, financial successes is what I'm saying. So, losing the star power of Kevin Bacon, losing the star power of Reba McEntire, and a $17 million budget probably seemed like Universal like a bad idea. So Universal was about to cancel it, but then, the VHS direct-to-video market started booming even more in the mid-90s. So it was decided to make it a VHS movie. After all the other stuff I explained, the cuts, the free working, all that stuff. And we're using props to make sure it would actually be a good movie to be released. And so I'm watching this movie as a kid, and I'm just loving it, and I'm still loving it, and we still, my brothers, we all still love these movies. These are sort of the things that connect us to Halloween and to our parents, who at the time, they were the best parents. I mean, between 2000 and 2010, they weren't the best, but that's a story for another day. But as it stands, Tremors 2 was great then, and it's still great now. Burt Ward gives a great... Not Burt Ward. God. I had the cheat sheet for when I did the original. Fred Ward. Okay. It's Fred Ward. I don't know why I was thinking Burt Ward. I think I maybe am thinking because it was Batman Day a few days ago, so I got Batman stuck on my head, so maybe that's why. But anyway, one of the weirder things was, they got Fred Ward. He's doing great in the film. Christopher Garland, he plays Grady. Take it or leave it. You got Helen Shaver. She plays Kate. She's also a former Playboy model in the movie. I can see it. And then you got Michael Gross, who essentially steals the movie after, everything is said and done. Essentially, and even then with this scene.
I am completely out of ammo. That's never happened to me before.
Yeah, that is the greatest damn scene in the history of humanity, isn't it? But as I said, it was different. Like, I would rent the movie constantly because it was either that or rent Guyver 2 Dark. I could have reviewed Guyver 2 this month. Fuck. Is it too late to replace Halloween 2 with Guyver 2? Did Guyver 2 actually have a... Did Guyver 2 have a 2 in the title? I gotta check. Was it just Guyver 2? It was just Guyver. Fuck! It was really... Okay. This is fucking hilarious. This is... In the Philippines, Guyver 2 was released as Predator 3. Hey, Jared! Hey, Jared! What? Guess what Guyver 2 was called in the Philippines? What? Predator 3! Oh, we're learning, kids. We're learning. But yeah, there weren't really that many issues with the film. Like, then recently Arrow Video released its 4K of the film. Fucking love it, and it had some great extras. If you actually I don't know how to do the link thing, but if you look at the link, I actually did review the original Arrow Video boxes. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna put the review in this link as well. In this video as well. Why not? Let's do it. That was a great review, wasn't it, kids? Don't care. But yeah, I still think this movie should be watched constantly by everyone. This is like my favorite, like, it's not a horror film. I guess the best way to describe it. It's a haunted. It's not even a haunted house. It's a roller coaster. Like you're laughing more than you're scared. It's a comedy and it's great. There's no review number for these videos, by the way. This is just my thoughts on these movies in general. And so those are my thoughts on Tremors 2, essentially. I didn't really have a lot of thoughts because it needs to be seen to be believed. For $4 million and the dream, they brought this movie to life. And I do love it. I also love the ending of the film when essentially it's like,
All right, this will have to do. Get down, stay down, cover your ears. Oh. It's gonna be big. Is it gonna be today? Brady, get your ass down!
I think there are no more words that need to be said. Thank you. Hey, you made it to the outro. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to leave a like and subscribe, that helps the channel out a lot. If you don't, please leave a dislike and tell me what you didn't like in the comments. If it's your birthday, happy freaking birthday. And if it's not your birthday, I still want you to have a very nice day. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.